Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillette Home team of Keller Williams Midwillamette. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillette.com. Have your dreams been buried under mounds of responsibilities? For help, contact Emily Harmon Coaching and Consulting at emilyharmon.com. Ta-da! Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott. Woohoo! I'm back.
Absolutely.
How you doing, Scott?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's going to be a great show. We've got the Oregon-Ireland connection today. And so I won't give it away, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, this last week, my most recent book showed up, Business Networking, A Scientific Method. And so there's the I like this cover, this picture. It's actually the Portland Grill, downtown Portland, formerly Sweetwater's restaurant, the top of the U.S. Bank Tower, downtown Portland. It's Anyway, I took that picture a while back, and I was getting ready to design the cover, and the book's all about business networking, and I just thought, this is going to be a nice spot. It was a nice night. I met some great people there, and so that's the picture I used.
That's awesome. Very good. I love it. It looks great. It looks great. You were just, man, I tell you, I don't even try to keep up with you writing books. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I know yours is coming.
You choose.
I know yours is coming soon. The next book. So
yes, we are working on that slowly but surely. So yeah. But well, Scott, it's so great to be here. And it was so much fun and I'm so appreciative of Shri and Noopy jumping in and guest hostessing a couple times, and that was so awesome. So I'm still recovering, but you know what? I'm able to get on screen, and here I am, live and in person.
And I know this is not your usual office, but you still have a great backdrop there. I love the pictures of you and Leah.
Leah makes me a better man and makes me look a whole lot better too. So I married way, way up. So
yeah, that's a good plan. I followed that same plan.
Yes, that is a good plan. So
well, remind everybody that we are always here on Wednesdays.
Yes, always here on Wednesdays. It's 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We come. Or high water. I almost said it. Well, there I did. Okay. Anyway, we are here no matter what on Wednesdays, and just really thankful that you all joined us. We're here on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and also just FYI, before that, we have the Experience Backstage, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That was right before this episode today, and that's every Wednesday on Instagram only. And that's kind of a fun thing, a little different audience. And Scott and I have really enjoyed that. Shri is always there with us on Wednesdays, our co-host, and she's helping us out. So that's awesome and giving you great video tips. So that's always great. Right, Scott?
Absolutely. Sometimes I'm making coffee. Sometimes you're out on a walk. You just never know what you're going to see when you go backstage. So
that's right.
That's always a lot of fun.
We do it from other parts of the world even. I've been at the beach, been down in California. You've been across the country. who knows where we'll be.
Yeah, that's part of the fun. And I was just noticing, one of the things I love about the experience is the comments. I love watching people greeting each other, having conversations. I love everything that goes on when we come together. It's not just the broadcast, certainly not you and I. Our guests are marvelous, but the comments and the engagement, I just love what we're seeing.
Yeah, and that is so great. And keep it coming, everybody, because we want to hear from you. And let us know where you're tuning in from today, and just keep communicating not only with us but with each other, connecting, and that's so awesome. So, hey, Scott, I think we should get the ball rolling here.
Let's do it.
I think first we're going to give them each a short intro. First, we're going to bring in Wendy, because we do ladies first. So we're going to do that, get the ball rolling. Here we go.
Hey, Wendy.
Hi, how are you both?
Always great to see you.
I was just thinking I need to write a book. You guys have all written books. I'm the odd one out.
I don't disagree. You have been involved in so many different things. It's great to have you on the show because you're Wendy, and it's great to talk about all these cool things that you've done, like winning Business Person of the Year, and I mean, you've had some different accolades, and capturing those in a book, or these ideas and concepts you have, would be fabulous.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Before we get into that, Wendy, you know what? I'm so excited to do the intro of your book release when you have it ready. But I need you to tell everybody how you say befuddled, live the life you choose. Here we go.
I have to get it right. Befuddled, live the life you choose.
I love that. Okay, well, there's a whole funny story behind that, but we'll skip that for now. Wendy, tell us a little bit. There's going to be one or two people here that don't know about you, so give us a little insight. Who is Wendy, and what are you up to?
Yeah, it's funny. I normally would launch straight into my business, but I suppose I should recognize I am a mom of 3 beautiful children, first and foremost. But yeah, I'm a marketing background, really. And now I'm actually working with a company called Van Buddy at the moment, which is my latest project. So I started off working in marketing with Jim, and now I've kind of moved into the sales area, which is totally different to what I would normally be doing, but actually I'm loving it. It's just so different because sales and marketing work so closely together, and normally I'm the one supporting the sales. But now I've kind of jumped in and went, you know what, I want to give this a go. So I've started doing a bit of sales with Jim, and thoroughly enjoying it. But yeah, my background is generally marketing. I'm also revamping his website at the moment, which is great. I'm really excited to launch that in a couple of weeks. And we're also launching Van Buddy in the UK. So there's lots going on. I love a new project and a new challenge. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment.
That is so awesome. That's so awesome. And we're going to keep the ball rolling and get Alan in here so we can all be chatting. So Alan is ready to go. He's the man. There he is. Pondering. Hello, Alan.
Mr. Casual.
Hello. There we are. How are you? How's everyone? Great to see everyone. Yay!
You're looking great, Alan. You were looking a little befuddled for a moment, but now you're all on it.
Yeah. I'm all, me.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, why don't you give everybody a little snapshot of Alan before we get rolling? Who is Alan, and what are you up to?
Well, I think a lot of people will know me by now, but if you don't, I am the digital mentor, and that's not the vain piece of me coming out or me being big-headed. It's just what everyone calls me. So you know what they say, if the shoe fits, wear it. Digital marketing, digital mentor, podcaster, author of a book. Yeah. See the way we have to get this in. Yes, best-selling author as well. So as we saw, loads going on, helping people to navigate the digital landscape, making it easy for people to understand how this all works and not to be too daunted by it. It's easy when you know how, when you have the skills. So that's what I try and help people do. I take the confusion out of social,
Well, I can tell you, Alan, that you have been such a blessed mentor to me. and I appreciate all of your support. Scott and I both do, and especially getting going with live streaming, right, Scott?
Yeah, and I want to put a plug in because on the third Friday of the month, it's the virtual global tea break with co-host me and Alan Hennessy, starring Alan Hennessy
And
as
starring,
the digital mentor.
starring Scott Smith.
And this is the day after tomorrow on
legend.
Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific time, and that's what, 2 p.m. 3 p.m.
3 p.m. 3 p.m.
3
GMT.
p.m. Yeah, perfect tea time, right, for you. And
Yeah,
so the global tea break. So anyway, international networking that we co-host on that, and so I will say another accolade for Alan is community builder.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I suppose, yeah, that is one. And, and I think that, and you'll probably agree with me here as well, Scott, is a community is only as strong as the people that are in it. And, it really is. And that's the power of community. And when you have that collaboration and that connection and that network, it's incredible what you can do. Like, I'm sitting here and we're talking about the global tea break, and we must also mention that young Miss Wendy Stunt is a huge network connector. She is she's the master at it. She taught me nearly all about it, and she does a fantastic event that happens here every so often. It's her networking event, and I'm sure she'll tell you a little bit more about that. But it is a great idea, and it's something that I would love to start to do as well with a lot of the communities that I work with as well. So it's incredible to be able to connect with people around the world. Like, as we were saying before we came on there, that like myself and Wendy are about 40 minutes away. Yourself and Russ are only about 20 minutes away from each other. And I think that's the great thing about it. And here we are, 8 hours in the difference, and we're still all connected. And the only thing we haven't done is met in the physical world, but we know we've been through everything with each other as well, which is great to see.
I met 2 out of the 3 of you face to face.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm ahead of the game there.
Yeah, you are ahead of the game, Scott. But next time we go over there, Scott, which is going to be soon, we're going to group it around a net walking event, and we're going to have some big event we're all going to do together for fun. And then we can just hang out and take our beautiful wives and just have fun in Ireland.
Yeah, come on. What's keeping you?
Hey, I'm all for it. Let me recover, and then I'm there.
I know. Listen, you next year.
It's all happening.
We'd love to have you over next year, Russ, when you're feeling better. And yeah, absolutely. It'd be great to get you over for one of my net walks. We're having one on Friday, actually. And we're one of my good friends and Alan's good friend, John Murray. I think he might have been on the Global Tea Break a couple of times, but he's organized. He actually approached me and said, hey, can I do one of these walks with you? And I was like, absolutely. So we're going to start it off at a famous Irish pub called the Brazen Head. So we're not.
I've been there.
Have you been there?
That's the oldest pub in Ireland, I believe.
It could be. It's there a long, long time.
Yeah, since like 1050 or 1100 or something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, well, do you know what, Scott? That's what we're going to find out about on Friday morning, because John is organizing that we're all going to meet there. We won't be going in and having a drink because we are meeting at 10 in the morning. But we will take a walk then, and he's going to tell us his father told him all these things about Dublin, Viking Dublin, I suppose. And he's going to share all that with us and the stories. And we're going to do a little walk up to Christchurch. I'm sure you remember Christchurch, and around Dublin Castle. And it's just about doing something a little bit different, but getting business people together to chat as we walk along. So yeah, we'd love to get you over for one of those. That would be amazing.
That would be so much fun. One thing that I love, and we're alluding to this, but networking, connecting with people nowadays, we are so blessed to be all connected, even though we are across the ocean on the other side of the pond from each other. it's amazing to be able to make these real true. I count the two of you as dear, dear, very good friends. And yet we've never been in the same room. Now, Scott has scientific facts to back all this up because I am just the idea guy and he knows all the information about it. So we just let Scott tell everybody. But, I'm just so blessed that we have this opportunity. And I think that's a wonderful thing about networking and connecting today. Right, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the relationships that would matter. And I'm interested to hear because Wendy, I know your marketing has been the main thing, but now you're into sales. And I'd like to just kind of talk about this whole connection and how you're able to translate those skills and the relationship part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've always been a big fan of when I initially go into a new project or as a consultant to go in. When I go with my marketing hat on, the first people that I want to talk to are the salespeople because I want to know what tools they need from me in order to help them get the sales over the line. And then I'm also saying to them, but you need to communicate back to me to let me know what I need to be advertising for you. So as you say, they work so well together. And it really is about having those conversations between the two groups. And some people can think, oh, marketing, God, what do they do in there, that department. But ultimately, we are there to help the sales team. But now it's interesting that I'm in the sales part of the company in Banbury in particular. It's just it's so good to see how I can use my skills as marketing to kind of say to anyone else in the team to say, look, what do you need? Or, if I'm making phone calls to potential suppliers, what I need from them in order to get my sales over the line. Because it is important to work together as a team. Yeah. Have you
Absolutely.
done sales, Scott?
Yeah, I've been in sales, and Russ actually has a great course about sales.
Brilliant. Go, Russ. Tell us.
Well, what's interesting is because we're talking about connection and networking, and, I am a firm believer that connection and community building is the foundation for any good company or any good sales department, marketing department. And so, and I do a fun class called Turn Cold Calling into Making Friends. And so, most people look at sales and cold calling like such a horrible, terrible thing. But you know what? It's all your perspective, right? You look at it as going to make friends and just having fun and meeting new people and being blessed with new community. That makes it so great. And I'm one of those crazy people that loves that because usually I am putting myself in circumstances where I'm actually meeting a lot of these people before I actually cold call on them. So it's actually more of a warm call because you actually get in groups and situations, just like we're talking about, Wendy, the net walking. You get in groups where you're networking in groups and you get to at least be able to say hi to people and they know who you are. And then it makes it so much easier in the sales process to move forward. And I just think that's amazing.
Yeah, I was so anti-selling. I was like, no, that just doesn't sit well with me. I don't want to sell to anybody. I just don't like the whole vibe that goes with the word even sell. Like you say, I want to help people. I want to solve a problem. That's okay with me. So once I adjusted my mindset when I went into sales to actually helping somebody, totally different. Just felt totally different connecting with them and finding out about their business and how this new van can help them do better, do more, or why they needed it. So it's a totally different way of looking at it. Whereas I just, when people knock at the door and if they're trying to sell something to you, immediately I was like, oh, I don't want to be that person, because it just, if I open the door and that person came at me as though they were going to help me with something that I needed, I think it would just be different. Do you know that kind of way?
It is all how you look at it. It makes such a difference, Alan, doesn't it? But when you're dealing with online, things and helping people, you're really helping them sell their image. You know, what are they trying to do online? And everybody's really ultimately trying to either sell their image or an idea or something, right?
Yeah, no, I always think when people start talking about online, there's really no difference between online and offline, because at the end of the day, it's about building relationships. And as Wendy says, it's about solving a problem, it's about helping someone. And if you can do that, you don't have to sell it to that person, because the person will buy it no matter what the cost of it, because they understand the value of it. And it's the same with online marketing as well, because a lot of people made the mistake, over the last, I suppose, pre-COVID days, is where they would always try and, sell the product. Here's my product, buy this product. Whereas now, and especially, I suppose, people have got a little bit more tech savvy as much as anything else. But what we need to be doing online is to build relationships, because when you build relationships, the sales will follow. It's a matter of, understanding how these people are, what they're looking for, and why, and where can I help them along that journey. Because once you can do that, you're going to have a lot more success in what you're doing, because what you're doing is you're building strong relationships that people will remember. And at the end of the day, you want to be on the tip of someone's tongue, as opposed to being, oh, that's the guy who's always selling to me. Because once you start doing that, it just changes the whole perspective, because now you become someone that's of value to them, that's going to help them, and that's going to influence them in wherever they go, with whatever decisions they're trying to make. You will help them. So you become that, and you know, as everyone knows here in the room, I've built my business on being personal, because I believe you have to be personal. It's so important. There's nothing in this world that is more important than being personal with people, and being in the present moment and talking to them like we are here. It's not about
Right.
what have I got to do tomorrow, what about yesterday, or what meetings have I got planned. If you're doing that, you're not present. You're not in the space. You're just, you're exaggerating your future, because you're trying to figure out what's going to come. Whereas if you're actually in the present moment and you're talking face to face, you will learn so much, even from what people are saying, how they speak, their tone of voice, their actions that they take, how they sit, what way they move when they talk. You know exactly where you start to become comfortable with that. And you'll
Yeah.
learn so much from people when you do that as well. And even online, is have them conversations.
Yeah.
I'm
This is what I was thinking, Alan, is you were talking about this, and as Wendy, I see these two common things. And I think if you want to get into the room, there are two doors. There's the main door, and there's a storm door, and you have to have a key to both. The main door is relationship, right? So you got to unlock that relationship to get in. But to get to the relationship, you have to start with communication, right? So you got to unlock that communication door and be willing to just talk to people, which actually means listening to people.
Yeah. Having conversations. Once you start having conversations with people, you'd be amazed at the amount of information you can learn from them. But also you can come, you find out things that you never thought that you could say, well, like, hold on, I know exactly the solution for this for you, but you won't find that out unless you talk, and you start to have them relationships. And that's the key to, and I'm sure you will agree with me as well, that is the key to selling, is building relationships.
Right.
We have to, and we also have to meet people on their level,
Right.
and this is a huge thing as well that people don't that forget to do.
Yeah.
They forget to, whether it needs to be a different level of communication, because some people might want a more friendly approach. Some people might want to know more first. Just tell me what it is. You've got to understand and be able to be on point with the people. It's
Well, doesn't
That's
that come
funny
down
because-
to?
Sorry, Russ.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Wendy. No, you go ahead, Wendy.
No.
No, you.
You're
No,
our
I was going to
guest.
say
You're the
that.
guest, Wendy.
Yeah, no, Scott, not you, not you. So, no, I was going to say that it's living life together, isn't it? I mean, it's really what's going on, and I think I have seen such an outpouring as I have kept people informed on my journey, really wanting to encourage people while I'm moving along through this whole cancer journey. But people are drawn to real life. They're drawn to really you and what's really going on. And I think that's important. You should be getting to, like you're talking about, really authentically getting to know people
Mm.
so you really know who they are and what they need. Every time somebody sends me the, hey, you need all this, the 5-page sales pitch after I say, let's connect, I just say to them, you have no idea who I am and you have no idea what I need because you don't know me. We're not connected. And so, that's my little pet peeve on the side of that. But I digress because I have to be the responsible host. We are going to start the wrap up process. And Wendy, we're going to go to you first. But what I would like is, number one, your gold nuggets from today. Number two, any events or workshops or anything coming up that people should know about, no matter where it is, there or here or online. And then tell us how to get in touch with you. So you're up.
Okay, so my golden nugget for today is actually what I was going to say.
Okay, there you go.
It actually popped into my mind because of what Alan was saying in relation to communicating. So something that I always say to people now when I'm talking to them about selling the vans or whatever is, how would they like me to communicate with them? So whether that's via WhatsApp, whether it's via email, and even down to, I suppose you'll get a feel for, it's interesting actually, is now when I'm getting emails back, I'll get emails and be like one line and they won't even top and tail the email, so these people are in a hurry. They just want to, they want to, as Alan was saying, they don't want to chit chat. And then you've got the other people who will list out bullet points of all their questions. And, you've got there in detail, they're really thinking about what they need. So I think it's funny when I mentioned, Joseph McGuire, it's funny, the way he reads your face. So he read my eyebrows and he said, I like things to be bullet pointed. I don't like big essays and paragraphs of things. So I thought that was really interesting, but he's right. So
that was my question.
Sorry. So that's my tip, is just ask, how would you like me to communicate with you? And what platform is your chosen platform? Or, so when you're selling. And the other thing was my networking. That's on Friday morning at 10 o'clock. We leave from the Brazen pub, and anyone is welcome. There is no limits. Bring your kids, bring your dogs. It's a walk right in the fresh air. It's no problem. And to find me, LinkedIn, please, Wendy Stunt. And thank you guys to Scott and Russ for having me today.
You bet. You bet. So good to have you. Alan, you're up next.
Golden nugget is very simple. It's very simple. You said earlier on, Russ, about everyone, the outpour of, people sending you messages and all that. Long before you got diagnosed with this, you were one of those people that reached out and said hello to people and messaged people and talked to people. And there is no reason, and I would be astounded if you didn't get all the support that you've gotten over the last couple of months, because you created the foundation for that. And that's what it's all about, is that foundation that will build on a relationship, that will help it grow. And that is the nugget. That's as simple as that. There's no long-winded answer. It's just that simple fun. So there you go. What have I got going on? Well, next Wednesday, which is the 26th of July. Thanks, Russ. I was sort of going, at 1 p.m. GMT. I think it's 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I always get mixed up with that. But it is a digital marketing tips and creative solutions free webinar, and everyone is welcome to attend. If you attend, you will also get a bonus of a fabulous new ebook that I'm just about to release, and loads of tips and tricks. And you'll also get a 30-minute consultation call, free consultation call as well with me. If you attend. If you don't attend, but you're going to miss out on that. So that's what's happening.
I get a sneak peek. I get a sneak peek of the book, and fabulous. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and you can find that, find out all the details on the link. I think the link is somewhere there. It's thedigitalmentor.ie /free webinar. If you go that, it's in the show notes. Yeah. And if you want to find out more, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to connect with me, all the usual spots, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, I'm on them. Just search Alan Hennessy and you'll find me there. And all else fails, thedigitalmentor.ie. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to come and talk to you. And it was great to sit and talk with Wendy, because even though we're so close, we haven't seen each other in a while. So I'm looking forward to networking on Friday morning. All good.
Yeah, I wish we could be there. And Alan, for your thing on the 26th of July, unfortunately, 1 p.m. GMT is 5 a.m.
Okay, well,
time. And
okay.
So I may or may not be there.
No,
because I don't want to.
For an hour and a half.
But what we will have is if people register and they can't attend, we'll send them on the recording of it. So that's the other side of it.
I will definitely register because I'm very interested, and I will be up for sure. It just depends what I'm actually doing at that moment. So
I wouldn't expect anyone to be up at 5 a.m. to listen to me babble on.
Well, believe it or not, my 4 a.m. mornings, I've actually started getting up. I'm sleeping in all the way till 5 a.m. And so to try to get a little bit more rest. So anyway, well, listen, you two, thank you. You are such a blessing. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you, and I know Scott feels this way too. You are such a huge blessing to me and Scott, and we just love you both, and thank you for being on today. And it won't be the last time, so just hang tight, and we'll tell you what we got coming up next.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right, see you guys in a little bit. Well,
so
Scott,
Alan's class, coming up.
That's right. That's right. And you have something going on too, don't you?
Well, we got the global tea break on Friday, so 7 a.m.
Right.
Pacific time, and always fabulous networking there. It's free, globalteabreak.com. You'll see it there in the comments. And then of course we got the new book, Business Networking, A Scientific Method. And so there's just a ton of information in this one, and the link there to all my books and podcasts on Amazon. This book is also, it's Kindle and paper. So choose what works best for you.
There you go. Well, that makes it nice because you give a little bit of variety, and all that information, everybody, we stick it all in. It's in the comments. It's in the show notes. We've been flashing things on the screen. It's easy to get to, and all that stuff in the comments and the show notes is clickable. So you can click right on it, go right to it. We make it simple for you. So we just appreciate you all being here. We're here 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time every week on The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. And we appreciate you being here. It's on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And don't forget, 6:30 a.m. before that, we do Backstage, The Experience Backstage on Instagram only. And that's a live show just before we're on here every week. And that's Wednesdays as well. So I think with that, Scott, we're going to wrap it up for today. That's it. That's it. So listen, everybody, there's only one thing we really missed today. We had to hear from Kermie and get that smile. I made it. Woo! Okay, till we see you again. Have a great day, a great life, and
enjoy the experience.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.